Courage isn't always found in grand gestures. This video explores the hidden places where courage often emerges, showcasing ordinary moments that reveal extraordinary strength. Did you know that scientists have discovered that even trees demonstrate a kind of courage in their roots? Yes, when a tree faces adverse conditions such as dry soil or little light, it adjusts its roots to seek nutrients where other plants would give up. It's as if they say, "I won't give up so easily." It's a living lesson in resilience. Now think about this. What if we faced our challenges the same way, adapting instead of being paralyzed by difficulties? After all, we are all part of the same cycle of nature. If even trees have courage, what do you think we can learn from them about facing the unexpected? Courage. We often picture it as something grand. A hero running into a burning building, a leader making a historic speech, or a climber reaching the peak of an impossible mountain. But what if courage is more subtle than that? What if it's woven into the fabric of everyday life, quietly revealing itself in the smallest of moments? I remember a moment from my own life, standing backstage, my heart pounding, my hands trembling. It wasn't a big stage, just a room filled with a few familiar faces. But to me, it felt like stepping into the spotlight of an arena. My courage wasn't loud or fearless. It was shaky, uncertain, and yet it was courage. Today, we're exploring courage, the kind that hides in unexpected places, the kind that whispers rather than roars, the courage in small acts, quiet decisions, and personal growth. Along the way, we'll uncover how you, too, can recognize and cultivate this strength within yourself. Stay with me as we embark on this journey of discovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. Does courage have a sound? Studies show that the heart literally beats stronger in moments of overcoming. Research in neuroscience reveals that when we face situations of fear or challenge, our body responds impressively. Adrenaline increases, the heart races, and the brain goes into high alert mode. It's like an internal orchestra playing the symphony of overcoming. The curious part, this same mechanism helps us remember these experiences as transformative moments. If your heart has ever beaten faster with nervousness, maybe it was trying to tell you, you're about to do something extraordinary, ready to hear the call of your courage. Did you know that the entire universe is an act of expanding courage? The Big Bang was a moment of pure cosmic audacity. From an infinitely small point, the universe decided to expand, create stars, galaxies, and eventually you. Imagine this. All existence began with a decision to leap into the unknown. Isn't it fascinating to think that the very nature of the universe is to risk, create, and evolve? And you, being a part of it, carry the same essence in your DNA. Your courage, no matter how small it seems, is the continuation of this infinite story. If the universe had the courage to start from scratch, what's stopping you from taking the next step in your own expansion? Courage doesn't always come with applause or recognition. Sometimes it's as simple and as profound as standing up for someone who can't stand up for themselves. Imagine the strength it takes for a child to step forward despite fear. This is courage in its purest form, an instinct to protect, to care, to do what's right, even when it's uncomfortable. Courage also lives in our relationships. It's in the willingness to admit our mistakes, to say, "I was wrong," and to try to mend what's broken. These small acts of bravery may seem insignificant, but they have the power to heal and transform. And then there's the courage to speak up, to share your ideas, your dreams, your truth, to risk judgment or rejection because you believe in something. Everyday courage is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. It's in these small, consistent actions that we build resilience and confidence. Take a moment to reflect. What's one act of courage you've seen or done recently? Share it in the comments below. You might just inspire someone else to take their own step toward bravery. Life has a way of testing us. Loss, failure, uncertainty. They arrive uninvited, demanding strength we aren't sure we have. But it's in these moments of adversity that courage often shines the brightest. Courage isn't just about fighting battles. It's about showing up, being present, even when the weight of the moment feels unbearable. It's about holding on to hope, even in the darkest hours. Have you ever heard about the courage of migratory birds? They cross continents without maps and without guarantees. These small creatures, some weighing just a few grams, face storms, predators, and exhaustion to reach their destinations. And all of this driven by an unshakable instinct for survival and renewal. It's as if they say, no matter how far or difficult, I will go where I need to grow. Now, ask yourself, what drives you? What destination makes you face the headwinds of life? Maybe it's time to spread your wings and trust your own flight, even without knowing exactly where you'll land. Think about someone you admire. Chances are, their strength didn't come from an easy life. It came from facing challenges with grace, learning, and growing through the pain. Sometimes, courage looks like letting go of the familiar, of what no longer serves us. It's making hard choices, even when the outcome is uncertain, because deep down, we know it's the right thing to do. The courage to fail. Did you know that Thomas Edison failed more than 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb? When asked about his failures, Edison said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." That's courage in its essence, redefining failure as learning. Imagine if every stumble was seen as a step closer to success. Perhaps true courage lies in not giving up, even when the path seems impossible. How many times have you failed, only to discover a new way to continue? Maybe your next attempt will be the one that turns on the light. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about finding strength within it. Every setback, every obstacle, is an opportunity to grow, to rise stronger than before. Grace under pressure, hope in adversity. These are the hallmarks of true courage, and you have it within you. Stepping into the unknown is one of the bravest things we can do. It's human nature to seek comfort, to cling to what's familiar. But growth doesn't happen in our comfort zones. It happens when we take risks, embrace uncertainty, and trust the journey. Think about the first time you tried something new. Maybe it was learning to drive, traveling to a foreign country, or even something as bold as jumping out of a plane. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Exploring the unknown requires vulnerability. It's admitting, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to learn. This willingness to be vulnerable is at the core of courage. It's where we find strength we didn't know we had. Is there a connection between courage and imagination? Absolutely. Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge. For Einstein, imagining something new was the first step to changing reality. Courage lies in the act of dreaming the impossible and trying to achieve it, even without guarantees. It's like looking at a sky full of stars and believing we can reach one of them. After all, every great advance began with someone daring to imagine an unprecedented solution. What if what you imagine now could be the next big change in your world? Maybe the first step is simply dreaming big. Have you ever thought that courage could be like the wind? Invisible, but always present. The wind is never seen, only felt. It moves trees, raises waves, and whispers through the mountains. So too is courage. You don't see it, but you feel it when it passes through you, whether it's the butterflies in your stomach before an important moment or the calm after a difficult decision. Perhaps courage isn't something you have, but something that passes through you, just like the wind shapes the landscape without ever being seen. Next time you feel the wind on your face, ask yourself, what landscape is my courage shaping now? Taking risks, whether in our careers, relationships, or personal growth, is how we uncover new potential within ourselves. Every bold step, every leap of faith, brings us closer to who we're meant to be. And then there's the courage to laugh at ourselves, to embrace imperfection, to be okay with not being the best at something. This is the courage of self-acceptance. The unknown isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's where we find adventure, growth, and the courage to become our best selves. Courage isn't something we find out there, it's something we nurture within. It's a quiet strength that grows when we trust ourselves, when we listen to our inner voice, and when we believe we're capable of facing whatever comes our way. Does courage have a smell? Scientists have discovered that our hormones create a chemical signature in moments of overcoming. When we face a challenge, our body releases chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline, which literally alter our biology. But the most curious part, these changes can be sensed by others, like a kind of nonverbal language. That's why, sometimes, seeing someone face something difficult makes us feel stronger too. If courage is contagious, imagine the impact of each small act of bravery on those around you. What could you inspire today? Building inner courage begins with self-acceptance. It's about recognizing our worth, even in our flaws. It's about being kind to ourselves in moments of doubt and knowing that failure doesn't define us. It shapes us. Courage within also means embracing vulnerability. It's allowing ourselves to feel deeply, to love wholeheartedly, and to risk getting hurt. This kind of courage is what makes us human and what makes life meaningful. Take a moment to look within. What does courage mean to you? Is it speaking your truth? Is it forgiving someone who's hurt you? Or forgiving yourself? Is it taking that first step toward a dream you've kept hidden? Courage isn't a destination. It's a journey. It's the choices we make every day. To show up, to try, to believe in ourselves. And the best part, it's already within you. Courage isn't always about action. It's often about perspective. It's choosing to see challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and the unknown as an adventure. After all, within each of us, there's a small universe pulsing with courage, waiting to be discovered. Have you ever thought that nature hides courage even in the ocean's corals? Corals, fragile and colorful, face extreme challenges every day. To survive, they create colonies that work in perfect harmony, protecting each other against the forces of the sea. And the most fascinating part, even in the face of adversity, they continue to grow, layer by layer, transforming into fortresses of life. The lesson: courage can be built in small steps, like a coral that grows millimeter by millimeter, but ends up forming an entire ecosystem. What are you building today, with small acts of courage, that could sustain your life tomorrow? Did you know that courage could be a dance between fear and love? If fear is the impulse to protect what matters to us, courage is the choice to act out of love, despite fear. Think about every step we take toward the unknown. It's not because fear has disappeared, but because something greater calls us. The philosopher Kierkegaard said that courage is the risk of the leap. And what is this leap, if not an act of love? Love for life, for dreams, for something that doesn't yet exist, but that we wish to create. If courage is choosing love over fear, where can you dance this balance today? Perhaps the greatest truth about courage is this: it's not a permanent state, but a moment when we choose the unknown, the uncertain, the invisible. With each choice, you not only change your story, but you become a living part of the universe's great dance. Now it's your turn. What does courage mean to you? Is it a leap, a whisper, or simply a step forward? Share your vision, or take this reflection with you. Remember, courage is a verb. It's in movement that it comes to life. When was the last time you needed courage to face an unexpected challenge? How did you feel? What are you building today, with small acts of courage that could transform your life in the future? If courage is a balance between fear and love, where do you feel you can choose love today? What act of courage will you do today? It might be small, but no less significant. Share in the comments or take this thought with you. And remember, every step you take toward the unknown is an act of bravery that deserves to be celebrated. If this content made you reflect, take a moment to like and share your thoughts and comments. I love getting to know your stories and learnings. In the first pinned comment, you'll find the link to our exclusive ebook filled with valuable insights to cultivate courage and transform your journey. And how about continuing this learning now? Click on one of the recommended videos on the screen and dive even deeper into your journey of self-discovery and growth. Let's build a path of overcoming and unlimited potential together.